Welcome back, Big V. Hope you had an excellent weekend off and caught some basketball. But we are back with Big V, and we are going to discuss this Youth League grading process for our Youth League 1 women because there's effectively two big races going on. We have the race to make the qualification process to go into VYC, and we have the other race that's going to filter yourselves into this Youth League grading process versus some Youth League 2 women's teams. Mark, having a look at this spread, how close is it?
Well, it's incredibly close because I think you didn't even mention the finals race, Ted.
I didn't.
We get a top 6 final. So we see Pakenham lurking in 6th position with 6 wins. However, we know that Collingwood, Craigieburn, Coburg are knocking on the door with 5 wins. So we know while Pakenham's in the box seat, only having played 13 games, playing less games than the others with an extra win. We know those teams are chasing them down to try and fill that 6th spot. Whilst we also have a jam-packed, apart from Eltham, who are sitting pretty on top, you've got 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. We're all pretty close, and that could be the shuffle come finals time, Ted.
Absolutely. Now, you like talking about your ladders. I like talking about the Youth League grading process, so I'm going to keep talking about the process because top 6 finals.
Yep.
It's only the top 4 that make the semis. They're going to jump into this grading process. So Eltham and Bulleen, if we currently have the ladder as it stands, they have the week off round 1. So they're going to make this grading process no matter what.
So what you're telling me, Ted, is Camberwell and Wyndham and McKinnon are going to try and work their tail off to get up to that top 2. So guarantee themselves a qualification day, no matter what
100%
of the finals results.
100%. Why would you?
Wow.
Why
That's
would you
huge.
not?
That is huge. So, okay, so we've got the top 2 lock themselves into the top 4. Makes sense. Then we've got the others playing elimination finals to try and get to that top 4. Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah, and like you said before, like Coburg, who is sitting 9th in this 12 ladder conference, could be one of those teams.
Yeah, your girls at Coburg, they could because they're only one win behind. However, they do have the additional 3 losses, so it's going to be they're going to have their work cut out for them. But they might have an easier home stretch.
Absolutely. And as we look towards the lower end, you got Warrandyte, Sunbury, and Geelong, who are probably edging towards staying in this qualification process to verse some of these Youth League 2 women's teams, which isn't always the worst thing because it's only 1 year. You do 1 year and you have the opportunity to work your way back up again.
Well, that's the thing, and that's why the qualification process is so important, is you've got 4 teams having the opportunity to move up. So if you go down, it's not the case of you have to win a championship to go up like it once was, which made it incredibly difficult for some of these good teams to get back up. It is a go down, rebuild, hopefully the girls stick around and build together before then taking that qualification day on and winning their way through to the higher divisions. So, yeah, certainly not the end of the world. But I tell you what, the chase between avoiding that 9th position, Ted, with Collingwood, Craigieburn and Coburg is extraordinarily interesting.
It really is. Now, let's play some hypotheticals. And we spoke about this in the VYC Women's Podcast. So if you want to hear some more, jump into that one too. But we have currently a first-placed Eltham would come up against Hume. And Bulleen, who are currently 2nd, would come up against Nuttawading. Now, those 2 games are second chance opportunities.
Yeah, and what fantastic matchups. Like, it's been a number of years since we've seen a Hume Youth League against an Eltham Youth League in men or women. And it's been years since we've seen a Nuttawading Youth League against the Bulleen Youth League as well. Like, all 4 big, strong clubs. How good would it be seeing them go head-to-head? And as you said, they do have a double chance. What's the knockout game, Sid?
The knockout games, we have Canberra, who is sitting 3rd. They will come up against Ballarat. And then Wyndham, who are 4th, would come up against Knox. Now, these would be some knockout games. So you have to win this to get that opportunity to play VYC. You lose, you remain Youth League 1.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting, some games there, some crossover as well, because you've got some huge powerhouse clubs in terms of Knox and Wyndham going head-to-head. Wyndham obviously being a really strong in their senior level at Big V level, and Knox being a powerhouse of NBL 1. They've got to win again. So they've got to have 2 wins to get into VYC, don't they?
Absolutely. Now, moving to the lower end, we have Coburg, who are sitting 9th place. They would come up against Bellarine, who are sitting number 1. Geelong,
grand final rematch, Ted.
That is grand final rematch. We love to see that. Geelong United, who are currently 10th, will come up against the 2nd place Mornington. Again, those first two games will be a second chance opportunity. I'm going to race through here. Whittlesea, who are third over in Youth League 2 Women, would come up against the 12th place Warrandyte, and Albury, who are fourth, will come up against our 11th place Sunbury, who were in VYC in 2022.
Yeah, definitely going through a rebuild, and not the worst thing if they end up in Youth League 2, get a young group of girls together to work their way back up.
Very, very interesting games. Look, that'll be all for us today. Keep it locked, you Big V. We'll speak to you soon.